Hello, friends and business partners. It's Chris and Susan Beasley here from our home office in London, UK. We have a huge privilege right now to be speaking to our business partner over in Florida, across the pond. And we have him here today to give you some real insights into a most amazing marketing strategy that we're all using, that we really want to give you the secret on and show you how you can be using it in your business to really do some really powerful stuff. But rather than us try and explain it secondhand, we thought we would bring on the creator of Facebook Retargeter, Robert Mercado, our good friend in Florida, and he's going to take you through it, explain exactly what it is, how it will benefit you in your business, and some really cool golden nuggets that are just going to explode your marketing for your business. So without further ado, welcome Robert, and thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem, and I'm so glad to be here. It's always an honor, and you know, even before we started this hangout, we get all excited when we just see each other on the screen because we interact so much when we're going to certain events or we're getting together, and we don't get together as much as we'd like to, but it's such an honor when we all do get together. And I really respect you both because out of all the people online, there's only a few select people that I've learned that, first of all, you have to surround yourself around the best people in order to continue to grow. And you two have been so authentic, so real, and, looking past the what can I get out of this, looking way past that and more into how can we help our people, how can we continue growing our teams. And I say teams because you guys are making things happen all over the place, which is so awesome. So glad to be here. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's get into this, shall we? Without further ado, Robert, we'll give you the floor.
Awesome, and I appreciate that. Well, welcome everyone who's here. And first of all, I want to let you know I appreciate your time. This is really an exciting hangout. This is actually the first hangout that I'm doing with speaking about a new product that I released, myself and my partner, Thomas, called Facebook Retargeter. And just really quick to introduce, and share a little bit of feedback, a little bit of information about, Facebook and advertising first. We all know that Facebook is a huge platform. There's billions and billions of people on Facebook. And if you want to market any product or service, Facebook is really the place to do it. Now, as far as Facebook, there's two different ways to advertise, and this goes for advertising across the board. There's free methods, right, where you don't pay, and you social media, and I'll explain some of that as well in a little bit. And then there's paid advertising. Now, some of you may be on here saying, well, I don't have, I'm limited on funds. I really don't have much to do into paid advertising, so that's why I'm going to go over some of both. Now, recently, and, within the past couple of months or years, sometimes I lose track of time because we're doing so many things and we get excited about what we do. But there was something called custom audiences. And I want to bring this up. The first thing I bring up, just to set the stage and share with you, if you're not familiar with what custom audiences are, they're pretty much targeted audiences. So anytime, let's say, you wanted to target somebody who has an interest in dogs and maybe a female between the ages of 20 and 30, right? That's a custom audience. That's someone that you're specifically targeting for whatever you're promoting, your product or your service, whatever. So recently with Facebook, and Facebook is always like this, they make certain updates. And there are custom audiences that are allowed, that you are able to do, and there are some that are not allowed. And, they're still kind of in limbo. So what I'm going to go over today is how you can still take advantage of Facebook in such a great way without going against any rules, without getting your Facebook account banned or any of that stuff. And just so you know, and I'm sure you guys already know this, Chris and Susan really put a lot of thought and due diligence in anything that they promote before they do. So they wouldn't have me on here, in other words, if they didn't feel it was okay and safe for you guys. So I want you to feel really good about what we go over. There may be some questions you have while I go over some information, and I'll cover as many questions as possible. some of the common ones we get, so that you guys can be, in the know, in the know. Because what happens a lot of times in this industry, and it happens in life in general, there's, one thing that changes, and then there's a whole bunch of gossip and what's going on, and no one really knows exactly what is the truth and what's really going on. And when you have that information and you share it, it's very powerful. So you're going to actually get that information today. So after today watching this Hangout, you're going to feel really good about promoting on Facebook. You're going to learn a few different ways that you could benefit from the power of retargeting. Some of you might say, what the heck is retargeting? Well, that's okay. I felt like that when I first, discovered it, and my partner and I started talking, and what should we do to help the industry and the marketplace with this. But once you understand it, I was literally blown away. I know Chris and Susan were blown away, and so many other people, because well, I'm going to get into it. Let me share with you a little bit of what we're gonna. I'm gonna draw out a scenario for you really quick. So, all of us as marketers, we promote our product or service, right? Whatever it may be, and we have people that visit our website, right? Obvious, right? Well, I knew that, Robert. But what happens is when they visit our website, we usually send them either directly to a sales page or to a capture page. And why do we do that? Well, we want to capture their email in case they don't decide to buy, or they don't decide to purchase or take action right then and there. We don't want to lose that person just because they weren't ready to buy or ready to purchase. So we capture their email so that we could follow up with them later on. We could say, Chris and Susan could follow up with you later on and say, hey, we know you visited our site. We wanted to give you some more information, and here's the link to get started. And what happens is, the truth, folks, is most people will not purchase or buy before the 6th or 7th, sometimes even 10th, I've heard, before they've seen something, right? You may have been on a page or a site and you saw it once or twice and you're like, I'll think about it, or I'll look at it later, right? Something of that nature. Well, what happens is now with Facebook Retargeter, you have the power to still add all of the people that visit your site to a list. And when I first heard that, I was literally blown away at the power of this. When we first went over this and discovered this, how we can utilize this and help other people to utilize it. So now, and I'm going to demonstrate it with you, with Facebook Retargeter, anybody who comes to your site, whether they opt in, whether they purchase, whether they take action on what you're offering, it doesn't matter if they don't do anything. Right? If they just simply visit your site, that's it. Just visit it. They're going to go to chrisandsusanbeasley.com, right? And I don't know if that's a real site, but just as an example. So they go to that site. Just because they went to that site, they are now added to your list. I know some of you folks are saying, what? Are you kidding me, Robert? You got to be kidding me. I'm going to say it one more time. So now with Facebook Retargeter, you have the power that any single person that visits your site will be added to your list. Now, what list am I talking about? Well, it's a Facebook custom audience list. And a lot of you folks may feel, well, okay, that sounds cool. I really like that. That's awesome. I'm already thinking of some ideas that I can do, and that's so cool that I can have a list. But what's the point of it, Robert? What can I do with that? Well, now with that list that you're growing of people who are visiting your site, you can retarget ads to them. You guys ever been to like Amazon.com or like eBay.com and you're shopping for something? I know, and I put this in the sales video too. I was shopping for a blue microphone, and it's not really a blue microphone. When I first heard of that, I was like, what the heck is a blue microphone? But one of my friends, internet marketing friends, leaders in the industry as well, he bought the blue microphone, and I watched the video. He was, demonstrating of how great the sound was and how nice his voice was. And I said, man, I really want that. So I went to Amazon and I looked it up, and I'm doing a million things at once. And then, Allie, she texts me. Sometimes she'll Facebook message me because, I'm in one side of the house, she's on the other side of the house, and sometimes she knows while I'm working, it's best to like message me or text me because I'm in the zone, right? We're in the zone. So she messages me and she's like, babe, dinner's ready. And, hey, her food is by far the best. So, and I know, some of you might say, well, my wife's food is better. All right, well, that's great. Well, when she says dinner's ready, I'm pretty much running real fast to that table. So she does that, and I actually didn't purchase the blue microphone, right? So later on during the day, I look on Facebook, and I'm searching, and doing, we do business on Facebook, and we chat, and we connect with people. And I see this blue microphone post in my news feed, and I see it on the right side, and I'm like, didn't I look at that the other day? Wasn't that something that I was interested in the other day or 2 days ago or whatever? And, you know, that's what retargeting is, folks. And I know a lot of you right now are watching this, listening to the sound of my voice and saying, I know exactly what he's talking about. I've seen ads like that. I was searching for this, and I saw it on Facebook. Well, you may or may not have decided to purchase it when you saw it again on Facebook, but you have to admit, or, right, you know, if you feel this is true, you had the thought in your mind that said, man, I did really want that. I think I should purchase that now. And if you didn't see that again, that may have never happened. So what's my point? That list that I'm talking about that you build on Facebook, now that you can do that with Facebook Retargeter, you can take that list of all the visitors to your site and promote any ad that you want to them. And I'm gonna demonstrate it for you guys, because I know it's one thing to hear this. Hey, oh, look at this. You got the blue microphone. There you go. See? So my ad, me visiting my site may have retargeted Chris and Susan to buy it. No, I'm only kidding. But they are really good. I heard a lot of good things about them. So, I mean, that's the power of retargeting, folks, is that you can literally automatically follow and continue, you know, ethically retargeting your prospects into purchasing or seeing the ad or the, you know, product or service you want them to purchase. So really quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to click on screen share, and then I'm going to click on, let me click on desktop, because I want to make sure it shows you guys everything on my screen. So now, if I'm not mistaken, I see it in the bottom right corner. I see you guys, so it should be on my desktop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go to the login site. So this is the site you're going to see once you purchase Facebook Retargeter, and you know, obviously Chris and Susan have a link below this video or in this email or wherever this video is being found. If it's on YouTube, it's in the description. If it's on Facebook, it's in the post. You know, so they'll have a link for you to purchase your copy, and you might already be seeing it right under this video as I'm speaking. But in any regards, once you purchase your copy and grab your copy, and you log into Facebook Retargeter, you know, you're going to have a license key and an email address you put in. It links to Facebook, which I think is really cool. So I just click on sign in. It reads, you know, that it's, you know, my Facebook account is connected, and got my little pretty picture there as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the back office here. So this is the back office. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just so you guys can see it a little better in case. Now, it kind of messes up the top a little bit. Do you guys see that pretty well, or should I bring it closer, Chris and Susan?
That actually looks fine, Robert. The other thing can I just say to you, is your microphone wireless, or is the cable coming a little bit loose? Because we're getting most of the time it's all right, and then all of a sudden we're getting a lot of crackling coming across your voice.
Okay, it is plugged in. Let me make sure that the wire's okay. Do I sound a little better now, or is that still happening?
That's crackling now.
It is, okay. Maybe I should try to pull out the charger. Maybe that has something to do with it. Or same thing now. I just want to make sure.
No, we're fine now.
That sounds much better.
Does it? Okay. And if it doesn't, please let me know. While you guys are watching this live, you know, those of you that are here watching this or, you know, recording, just know that Chris and Susan are very, very much invested in your success. And that's the reason why they want to make sure you guys can hear everything and see everything. And I do too. I mean, that's really important. It's one thing to see something powerful, but if you can't even hear what it's about, so Chris and Susan, please let me know again, even if right now my voice is cracking. What I'll try to do is disconnect the microphone and we'll continue. But you guys said it's okay for now? It sounds a lot better?
Yep, it sounds good for now.
Okay, cool. So guys, this is the Facebook Retargeter back office, and what you're going to simply do when you're in here, now Thomas and I made this super, super simple. And the reason is because, well, obvious reason, it's always best to keep things simple, right? The easier and the simpler things are, the easier it is to understand and, you know, implement. So there's 3 simple steps that you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do is something called the retargeting audience, right? You're going to name your audience. So for example, I'm going to name this audience, just as an example, Chris and Susan, right? Just because we're on their Hangout right now. So that's the name of the audience, right? Of course, you would have your own audience name, whatever you're promoting, whatever name you want to choose. Now, the next step is to get a retargeting pixel. Now, really quick, what a pixel is, folks, in simplest terms, it's a little it's a little bit of information that is installed on your website, so that when people do visit your site, that information picks up that visitor and adds them to your Facebook list. That's all it is. It's just a little bit of information placed on your website. Now, in technical terms, it's HTML, and a lot of you folks may or may not be familiar with that, but HTML is the coding of your site. Now, a lot of you may be saying, well, Robert, I don't know HTML, I don't know coding, I want to stay away from that. Me too, trust me. So that's why Thomas and I made this so simple. We literally made it so that you don't have to do anything with your HTML code. You don't have to hire a programmer or any of that stuff. You're going to see me do this and how simple this is. So the second step is getting that pixel, right? So we're going to click here, which is Get Facebook Pixel Here. So when we click that, it's going to bring us into our back office of Facebook advertising. What I'm going to do next, because we made it so that it brings you directly into your audience tab, and just in case if you guys are not brought here when you click that, that only means you don't have a Facebook advertising account set up yet. And if that happens, all you do is go to fb.com/ads, which spells ads. That's all you do. You set up your account, and then the next time you click into this, it will load into this. Now, once you do that, folks, you're going to click on Create Audience, right? Now, you may or may not be familiar with this process, but there are a couple of ways to upload a custom audience. There's a data file, there's a MailChimp, which is an email autoresponder, there's a custom audience from your mobile app, and then there's a custom audience from your website. So obviously we're going to build a custom audience from our website. So we're going to click the last one on the bottom. Then it asks us to enter some very simple information. Audience name, I would do the same name, it doesn't matter. But I'm just doing this for example purposes. I'm going to zoom in on this page a little bit, just because it might be a little small. So I did Chris and Susan just for an example name. You can name it whatever you like. Description, this is just so that when you look at your audiences, you can know what they are. I'm just going to put Google Hangout with rock stars. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to click View Custom Audience Pixel. So when I click that, folks, it gives you everything you need, all of the code, all the HTML. You don't have to do any of this. So all you do is you click it once, and then you're going to copy it. On a Mac, you can do Command-C. On a PC, you could do Control-C, or you can simply right-click on this and hit Copy. Then what you're going to do is go back to your Facebook Retargeter back office. You're going to click right in here, and you're going to hit Command-V, or if you're on a PC, Control-V. Or you can right-click and hit paste. That's all you have to do with that, folks. Now, how simple was that? Super, 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 super simple. Now, because we don't want any domains to be used so much and for Facebook to, see an excessive use of a domain name, what we do for our users is we give them a choice of domains to use. Now, we have a good amount of domains here. And we kept them all generic names. Click the image today, click the photo now, click the photo today, get started, visit the photo now. We made it all so that they're call to actions to the actual ad you do. So long story short, you can select any one of these, and you also have the option with Facebook Retargeter to use your own domain. So we recently installed a Facebook Retargeter WordPress plugin that you would simply download and you would install to your own domain. So Chris and Susan, if they wanted their ads to display as chrisandsusan.com underneath their Facebook ad, they would download the plugin and they would actually install that plugin, which is very simple, and then they would have the ability to use their own domain. Now, I'm going to just use clicktheimagetoday.com for an example right now. And now the last step, folks, is putting in your landing page. So this is the page that you want people to be added to your list when they visit. So for example, if we were doing the site chrisandsusanbeasley.com, this would be the actual site that you want to send. This is the site that you want people that visit your site to be added to your list. Now all you're going to do, folks, is hit generate URL. It's literally that simple, folks. We did that in literally less than a minute, and maybe a little longer, only because I'm explaining the process. What you're going to do next is simply just copy this. So we put a little button here. You could just click that. It copies it to your clipboard. And now this is the URL that you're going to promote out there. Now, there are free methods for you to promote on Facebook. And I've had a lot of success on Facebook. There are, certain ways, like you can promote your link in Facebook groups. You could promote your link, creating an event for Facebook. You can actually, send your... Now, for example, I'm going to send Chris and Susan a message here on Facebook. We're going to do this live with you folks, if that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Chris and Susan's page, and I'm going to send them a message. And I'm going to send them a message with that link that I copied to the clipboard, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them that link in a message. And Chris and Susan, if you can just click that link, let the page open up. I'm going to do it here as well. And if I'm not mistaken, and I typed everything correctly, it should go to chrisandsusanbeasley.com if I spelled everything correctly, and there it is. Now, this is the site that you want everyone to go to. So now, with this link that I created, if Chris and Susan use this link, of course they could create their own. When someone visits this, they are now added to that Facebook audience list that I created a few minutes ago. Chris and Susan, can you just let me know, did you guys happen to get that message and were able to click it?
I'm just going to click on it now.
Okay, cool. Just let me know. And what I want to share with you folks that are watching is what we've created in the back office is a little bit of a dashboard where all the links that you create will be here. So you go to your Facebook retargeter links, and every single link that you create with Facebook retargeter will have the name of it, will have the unique clicks and the total clicks. So right now you see 3 clicks. I think they may have clicked on it twice, or I clicked on it, but you see the clicks are there. Now if I go to the site again, right, if I type in the site again and it's loading, it'll actually, put again another click there. So we wanted to keep the tracking for everyone very easy, because what happens is Facebook is not always the most, reliable place to see how many clicks you've gotten or how big is your audience. They take a little while to update that. So long story short, you got your landing page URL here, which you can actually, the main thing you're going to do here is, if you ever want to go back to get your links or you want to edit something, you would just click the edit. You can delete your links if you ever wanted to delete it, no more use. You can copy them, or you can launch the site here, whichever link, just to see where they go really quick. So we made a lot of different options here to make it very easy for the user to use. Now, really quick, what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the Facebook window, right? Because we created that URL now. We have the information here. And all we're going to do is we're going to leave it on all website visitors. Now, for the amount of days that your pixel stays alive, right, there's a certain time that your pixel stays alive for. The max is 180 days. I always recommend putting the top amount, unless you have a promotion for like 7 days or 30 days, and you only want to keep that pixel alive for a certain amount of days. There aren't too many circumstances that you want to limit the amount of days that your pixel is alive. So I would just put 180 days just to keep that simple. So now what I'm going to do is hit create. Thank you for creating a custom audience. Your audience is ready. So now that I have this audience back here, anytime a visitor visits that link that I sent to Chris and Susan, or that I created here in Facebook Retargeter back office, they are going to be added to this list right here. So this is a custom audience that I'm building based on visitors. Now, some of you might be saying, well, Robert, okay, I get it. Let me just do a quick overview. So I'm going to create a Facebook retargeter link with Facebook retargeter. I'm going to create an audience with Facebook and grab that pixel and put it into the Facebook retargeter. I got that. Now I have my link that Facebook retargeter created. Now what do I do with that link, Robert? Am I only going to put them in Facebook groups and Facebook posts and chat and all of those free methods? Sure, you can if you'd like, because that'll build your audience. But a faster way to do that is with paid advertisement. So what do I mean? Well, let's say we wanted to create an ad. I'm going to go to campaigns. This is one of my accounts. I'm going to go to campaigns, and I'm going to click on the top right corner as soon as it loads, create ad, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on either clicks to website or a page post engagement. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this. Maybe another Hangout we can go into depth, and also in our back office for Facebook Retargeter, we go into depth with this. But for your, for respect for your time, as well as Chris and Susan's, I'm going to actually just share with you that the most common ones that are selected by me, and very, the top industry leaders that are utilizing Facebook most with the most results are usually these: clicks to website and page post engagement. So just for example purposes, I'm going to click on clicks to website. Let's say we just wanted to promote that straight to the site. I'm going to paste the link that Facebook Retargeter created right in there, and then I'm going to let it load. Now, of course, you're going to select a few images that you want to promote to that audience. So again, remember, folks, these are people that visited your site. So if we were doing this site, which we are, I would actually get a few pictures, maybe this one right here, of how great Chris and Susan look right here, and I would actually screenshot that or take a picture and maybe put, a little bit of text here that says, thank you for visiting our site. We look forward to seeing you again. Or click here to come back and visit. You want to put a message that, that reads well, and also people will see that and say, wow, that is so cool. How they knew I was on their site and now I'm seeing it again. Of course you don't, you want to be a little bit smart with your message and your image for your ads. And again, we go into training in depth in the back office as far as that. So for example purposes, let's just say we selected a few images here, and we wanted to, create our headline. I'm just going to put something, thank you for visiting. Thank you for visiting. Again, this is not what you would put for your copy. I'm just putting an example. We appreciate it, and click here. We appreciate it. Click here. Click here to revisit. Just an example. I'm not really thinking too well right now, but that's just an example. Of course, you would change it up. Now, the main thing I wanted to show you is for your custom audiences. Now that you've created that custom audience, right? We all did that together. What you're going to do is when you click in here, you're going to see your custom audiences. Now, now you may have a lot of custom audiences in here that say data file or data file. Those are audiences that you may have uploaded from, with your email list, or audiences that have been scraped from user IDs. Now, I'm going to talk about that in just a moment, because I want you to know the difference between what is allowed on Facebook and what is not, to make sure you guys are 100% in the clear. So really quick, before we get into that, I'm going to actually go down to right here. See this list right here? I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so you guys can see it. This list right here is the one we just made, Chris and Susan, and it says website. Why? Because that's the one we created for visitors that go to a website. Now, we don't want to select that because, again, we are already promoting the link to the site. What we want to select are other audiences that we have in our custom audiences. So let's say, for example, for example purposes, I wanted to send my AWeber, or some of my leads for my email list over to Chris and Susan's, to that site. Every time somebody from this list visits that site, they're going to continue to see the ad on their Facebook. So for example, I'm just going to select that. I would clear out all the locations and everything else because we have a custom audience, and that's it. All you do is you create your ad, and you can start as low as a budget of $5. And there is some, other training that we go over in the Facebook retargeting back office. Although that's as simple as it gets, folks. You place your order, and now what's happening is people that are in this custom audience that I had before are going to see the ad that I created for this campaign. Now, some of you folks may be saying, well, Robert, I'm brand new to advertising. I don't even have one single custom audience. Well, that's okay. Because what you're going to do is when you're here in the back office, right, this is going to be empty, right, and you're creating your ad, what you're going to do is you're going to go down to where it says interests. Now, these precise interests, folks, are very, very targeted, that Facebook uses their algorithm and all the information they have to target those that have a certain interest. So with Chris and Susan, who are people that I would want to target that will be interested in what they have to offer? Well, the obvious ones, right, are internet marketing, right? So I would type that in. It would automatically search, and it would give you different examples too. So I would select internet marketing, and then I type it in again. Maybe I want to do one more interest. I would do internet marketing for newbies, right? And you can go on more and more, right, and add more to that. If you move your mouse over it, it shows you the amount of people, 34,032 people in that audience. And then this one is a big audience, 949,865 people. Now, before, interests were not that targeted. And a lot of people would say, oh, stay away from those, just use custom audiences. And that was true. But now, things have changed, folks. The interests are working extremely well. Now, another thing that they added to the Facebook advertising back office is something called behaviors. So now what they're allowing you to do is target people that have certain purchase behaviors. So now you can target people that have actually purchased something on Facebook or through an ad before. I know a lot of you are saying, wow, are you kidding me, Robert? I cannot believe what I'm hearing. And I'm only assuming that because that's what I said when I learned about this. And I'm sure Chris and Susan, they're probably beside themselves, and they may already know about this, but this is so powerful that now with behaviors, I could simply come in here and click on purchase behavior, and I could actually select the niche or the industry or the type of purchases that they've made. So would I select something like clothing for this ad? No. Why? Because Chris and Susan, as far as I know, are not promoting their clothing company, or if they even have one, right? It doesn't make sense. Food and drinks, no. Health and beauty, no. Home and garden. These are just all the different ones. Household products, kids products, pet products, purchase habits. I'd probably go there. So if I go to purchase habits, then it says offline buyers or online buyers. So do you think online buyers would be a really good match? Absolutely. So now, folks, and you can add more to that, now we are targeting internet marketing and internet marketing for newbies that are people who actually purchased and pulled out their credit card to make a purchase of a product or service. Are you guys freaking excited or what? So anyway, now all of these people that you're targeting now with your ad, and they're showing that ad all over the place. Maybe this ad obviously won't be, where, oh, thank you for visiting. Maybe this ad, you'll create an image that says, hey, come check out our new product, or come check out, our blog, right? Because that was Chris and Susan's blog over here. So, of course, the message will be different depending on if you're, who you're sending your ad to and who is seeing your ad. Obviously, these people have never been to your site yet, so you want to put something that attracts them to come visit. Why? Because now, since you're using the retargeting link, every time they click on it, guess what's happening? They are being added to your Facebook custom audience that you've created with that pixel installed in it. Isn't that freaking amazing? Now, once you start, because what's going to happen, folks, is you're going to start building a big list, right? There's going to start being a lot of people in that custom audience for Chris and Susan, the one we made. So then what do you do then? Well, you want to retarget that audience. So that's when you would come in here. And again, folks, you're not doing all of this at the same time. I'm just staying on this page to give you the different examples and different scenarios. So what you would do is when you have that audience, let's say a week or 2 weeks or a month down the line, and you want to start promoting and retargeting that audience, I would actually encourage you to do it as soon as possible. But first you have to build that list, right? Which we did with a few ads that I'm showing you examples of how to do. But once you have that list and it's starting to have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people on that list, what you're going to do then is when you create your ad, you're going to click on Chris and Susan, right? You're going to click on the audience you created for that, and then you're going to start promoting images, obviously, in ads that say, hey, thanks for visiting, thanks for come back to our site. I'm going to pause for a moment, and I want to hear from Chris and Susan. I want to see. I don't want to go too fast. Sometimes I get so excited. I share a lot. I want to make sure that everybody, and Chris and Susan, if you have any questions as well that you feel obviously will help everyone else, let me pass it to you guys first, and then we'll continue.
Well, we had to jump back quickly in our seats because we were out there trying to create something while you were talking. No, joking apart. It's absolutely incredible, and I have to say, although your sales video that explains what Facebook Retargeter is, and any of you guys watching that sales video and understanding it, you have been given a much deeper insight here. It's like the secret sauce before you've even had access and bought it, because believe me, this is going to be one of the best ways of building your list, because we talk about, as online marketers and online business owners, and in fact as an offline business owner, you should be building a list of people who are interested in your products and services. And it hasn't been until fairly recently, and we're talking not more than a few years, that people have started to do this with serious intent. We've known it, and we've done it for the past 4 years, and like you, Robert, we've got a very, very large list of subscribers. And like you say, some people don't buy in the moment, they wait for some time, and it can be some years. And now we have a much better opportunity, and I hope you're all seeing this as you're thinking, I should be buying this. You should be buying it, because believe me, this is going to give you so many options.
Well, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, just think about this one, and this is, you know, for those of you who understand how internet marketing works, and even if you're a total brand newbie, you will understand how internet marketing works because you've been through the process. Okay, so when you click on an ad or you click on a link, whether it's in Facebook or whether it's on another website, okay, a lot of the time you get taken to a lead capture page. So Robert mentioned lead capture pages earlier, and he said, in exchange for a gift of some sort, it might be a training video, it might be an ebook or whatever, you're asked for your details so that can be delivered to you. Now, if you did some paid marketing and you sent, let's say 500, or let's say 1,000 people, because I can work the numbers. Let's say you got somebody to send 1,000 clicks to your website, your lead capture page. And let's say that lead capture page converts at 30%. So 300 people who visit that page will leave their name and email address. What happens to the other 700?
Boom!
You've lost them.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. You guys excite me while I hear you guys talk about it, because there's so much power in it. That the possibilities are endless. And really quick, you know, a lot of you may be sitting on the edge of your seat right now as you're listening to the sounds of our voice, and you're saying, you know, I already clicked the button. You know, I already bought it, right? Some of you guys are saying, well, what's the price? Well, I kind of want to put it out there and say, what do you think a price would be worth it for something like this? For something that, like Chris just mentioned, where you buy a solo ad or, you know, some type of advertisement, email blast, and you're paying for that solo ad, and only 30% of the people, if that, are opting in, and the other 70% of those people vanish and you never see them again. What is that worth it to you? What is that worth it to your business to be able to follow up with not only the people who opted in, but the other 70% of people that have not? Right? I mean, would that double your business? Would it triple? Would it quadruple? Folks, there's a lot of fluff out there, but you know what? When you eliminate all that fluff, and I'm being real with you folks here, that's just pure value. That's something that, you know, you always hear, oh yes, we want to bring your business to the next level, buy this tool and get this. Folks, I have never seen, you know, and I haven't been online that long, it's only been 2 years, but in my time online, and I'm sure I've heard it from other marketers that have been online for decades, that they say, I've never seen something that will get you a bigger and better ROI, right, return on investment, than retargeting your prospects. So really quick, just to let you know, I mean, you might have been thinking of numbers of what the price could be. It literally easily can be a $497 product, easily, because, and I was thinking $997, but let's be conservative, right? $4.97, right? One-time payment. I would honestly pay that for a tool that allows me to do this, and especially that simple, because I could already. I don't ever think of what it costs me to get something. I think of how can I actually make money from it, or how much will it make for me and my team. Now, $4.97, that's a crazy price, right? You might think. But we wanted to actually make it to a point where we can have a majority, if not all of the industry, and not only the internet marketing industry, but worldwide, to be able to benefit from this power and to be able to do it simpler than ever before, right? For those of you who aren't into HTML and coding and programming, I know I'm not. So we actually thought about it, and we said, maybe we could lower the price to $97, and that will make it definitely affordable for everybody. I mean, a $97 product. We also include two other tools with it. Maybe we can actually put it $97 one-time payment. I think that'll work. And we actually discussed it, Thomas and I, for a little while. And long story short, I'm going to get here to the point, right? You guys are saying, man, just give me what the price is. What did you guys bring it down to? Well, it's an unbelievable price that we started it at $27. A one-time payment of $27. Now, I know if you didn't click the button below before, you have now. And the reason why is because obviously that's a no-brainer price. I mean, we spend I went to Starbucks the other day, and Allie and I, we bought two coffees, and it cost more than that. I think it was because of the extra caramel. But anyway, what we did is after we actually noticed that $27 is a ridiculously low price, and we are putting a lot of work into the back office and all of that, we did increase the price. We increased it. But you know what? We only brought it up $10. So now you can purchase your copy for $37. It's still a no-brainer price, and you should actually be grateful for Chris and Susan sharing this with you, because we are actually increasing the price again. And I'm not just saying that. A lot of people and marketers, they put out a product there and they say, oh yes, we're increasing the price, buy it before we increase it, the price can increase at any time. We really mean that. And the next price point that we're bringing it up to is $47. So anyway, besides all that, purchase your copy, grab it now. What I also want to do while you're buying your copy as I speak, I just want to share with you a Facebook post that I put up the other day, because a lot of people have the question of, Robert, I've heard some friends, I've heard some relatives, whatever, marketer friends of mine, who had their Facebook account banned, and it was due to custom audiences. So does Facebook Retargeter get in the way of that? Am I safe with Facebook Retargeter? Will my account be okay? Well, quick answer to that is yes. Obviously, like I said earlier, Chris and Susan would never present something to you or put something in front of you that will harm your business or do anything other than a great impact and increase your business and help it and work wonders for it. So what I want to show you is I want to screen share really quick, and I'm going to show you a Facebook post I put the other day, because you know what? I kind of get tired of all the gossip. I kind of get tired of everyone saying, oh, well, this is how it works. And, and I'm not trying to act like I know it all. There's still a lot more I have to learn. But I do want to at least make it clear of what audiences are allowed and what audiences are not. So let me just check really quick. Yes, okay, you guys are on my screen. I'm going to go to my page. And from my page, what I'm going to show you is a post that I recently did. And as I scroll down here, I'm sure you guys can see my posts. See, this is an example of one of the ads that we put together and we make available for our affiliates, right? If you want to become an affiliate, Chris and Susan will also put a link underneath this video, what's called their second tier link. So if you want to also make money from promoting Facebook Retargeter, well, Chris and Susan wouldn't mind giving you their second tier link. And I'll explain why. As an affiliate, you'll earn 50% commissions, and if you give anyone your second tier link, you also earn 10%. So obviously it's not all about that, although it's not only powerful to have a tool like this, but why not make some money from promoting it, right? Why not? So anyway, this is one of the images we give to our affiliates to utilize, right, in the JV, the affiliate page. I told you that you'll see me back on the news feed, right, in a smiley face. Obviously, that's not me. I'd probably have a heart attack if that was me. But, we made it where it's kind of funny. It stands out. We also have a pink version, a yellow version. to stand out. And these are just examples. So let me scroll down to this custom. Oh, really quick. Here's some proof. I mean, it's so cool to see click-through rates of 8% and higher. You know, we've learned, and I've learned from other internet marketers, that a good click-through rate, and from experience, is, 1%. If you have anything less than 1% in your click-through rate, you want to pause the ad. Obviously, it's not getting that much of an engagement, or it's costing you more money than making money. But 8%, and up here, almost 3%, folks, when you retarget, it's so freaking powerful. So really quick, before I... really quick, here's another, there's a screenshot, right, of, I always promote, sometimes, not really, money-wise, but what I promote is what we pay out to our affiliates. So I think it's pretty cool that when you create something, you can have an avenue where other people can benefit from it as well. So really quick, here we go. So I'm going to scroll down, and this is called, here's another ad really quick, guys. Grab your copy of Facebook Retargeter now. I told you that I'll see you back on the news feed, right? My picture there. And you guys can also use that one as well. If you feel it's congruent with the video, obviously because I did the sales video and it'll work better, then, feel free to use it. So here it is. The truth about custom audiences finally revealed. I'm sure we have all heard, let me just zoom in a little bit. I'm sure we have all heard, whoops, sorry about that, folks. Let me just go forward. Let me scroll down really quick here. My apologies. The Mac computer, sometimes the mouse is a little sensitive. All right, so here we go. Okay, let me click here just in case I hit the back button. At least it'll be right on that post. All right, so I'm sure we have all heard a bunch of stuff about Facebook ad accounts being banned. Let me share with you why this is. Facebook is getting a bit strict with the use of any tool that scrapes UIDs, user IDs. Now, before I get into depth here, I want to make it very clear that there are many types of custom audiences. A few examples are, you can build custom audiences with your email list that you've built, which you have permission to market to. That's Facebook approved. So if you have a GetResponse or an Aweber or a GBO or any of these autoresponder companies, if you have a list, you can export that list and then upload them as a custom audience to your Facebook and then promote to them. Pretty powerful, right? You can build custom audiences with visitors to your site. Well, obviously that's what we're talking about, right, with Facebook Retargeter. You can build custom audiences with a software that connects to your fan page as long as your terms ask for permission to market to them. So some of you folks may have an app on your fan page that gets their email opt-ins or stuff like that. You can use those as well, those custom audiences. And then again, I emphasize that you can build a retargeting audience using Facebook Retargeter and is then built into a custom audience which you can market to. Facebook approved. This is obviously the same as the second one, although I wanted to emphasize this to you. Now, with that being said, one other type of custom audience is the use of scraping UIDs, which is the one that Facebook is getting very strict with. So please understand that there are many alternatives to utilizing custom audiences, and where the confusion may be is not being aware of all the different types of custom audiences and which are allowed and which are not allowed. Or now not allowed. In other words, Facebook Retargeter is 1,000% Facebook compliant and approved. With using Facebook Retargeter, your account will absolutely not get banned, so please feel extremely comfortable rocking and rolling with your business with Facebook Retargeter. Thomas and I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll always keep you in the loop and knowing exactly what's going on with all the gossip you hear all over the internet, filtered out. Now you may ask, Robert and Thomas, if you are saying that I'm 100% okay and safe to use custom audiences as long as they're not created from scraped UIDs, okay, I understand that. Now, is there any other way I can advertise on Facebook that as I don't have an email list or I don't have an app connected to my fan page? And the answer is yes. You can certainly utilize the precise interests option, which is an option you'll see when creating your ad. Folks, we just went over that a little while ago. Precise interest is highly effective when marketing, and Facebook's targeting is incredibly good. So a quick overview of everything above. Facebook Retargeter is 1,000% compliant with Facebook. You're absolutely safe and compliant using Facebook Retargeter. We encourage you not to upload any custom audiences that have scraped UIDs, and if you do have some in your back office, to delete them just to play it safe. So anything that was scraped, just to play it safe. If you don't have any scraped UIDs, no worries about this. Also, it is up to you to continue using any user UID scrapers, although we would encourage you not to do so inside of Facebook. Notice I say not to do so inside of Facebook. That doesn't mean that you can't utilize Facebook scrapers anymore. They still have a lot of power in them, and at another time in some training in the back office, I go over you know, how you can benefit from utilizing those scrapers and, you know, outside of Facebook, right? So I put here, with all that being said, there are advantages of being able to scrape user IDs without going through Facebook. Ninja stuff. So if you purchase the scraper, feel free to private message me or join our Facebook Retargeter family and jump on our upcoming webinar to learn how. Hope all this makes sense and it helps you to feel very confident not only about utilizing and booming your business with Facebook Retargeter, but also more confident to know that you will always have the most updated and real information right here from Thomas and I. You all rock. We appreciate you. If you have any questions, please leave in the comments below. So anyway, guys, I bring that up and that post because it clears up a lot of, you know, oh, what is going to happen, or is my account safe? And I felt, even though that took, you know, 2 minutes or 3 minutes of our time here in the Hangout, I feel a lot of people that are on here or watch the recording will feel exceptionally happy that I covered that, because it makes you feel a lot better about your account and that everything is safe. So anyway, that's the end of my rant. I'm super excited, folks. There's so many other things you can do with Facebook Retargeter that I may have not even went into, and that you're brainstorming and thinking, wow, if I could do it for that, I can do it for this. And it's super powerful, and I just feel humble and blessed that the universe and the people that we're connected to and that we get connected to by doing the right things in life and by continuing to grow, bring to my life and bring to others people's lives. And if you decided to come on board with Facebook Retargeter today as of watching this webinar, or, you know, even right after you finish watching this Hangout, thank you. You know, thank you, because you're not only putting obviously that trust in Chris and Susan, you're also putting it in me, and you know, you're investing in yourself. And I honestly respect people who want to bring their business not only to the next level. Forget about that next level talk. This is like 3, 5, 10 levels above. So anyway, folks, Chris and Susan, thanks so much for having me here and making it available that I can actually share this with your people. And definitely can't thank you guys enough. We look forward to doing so much more with you guys, and super excited. I'm pumped.
Yeah, we just want to thank you, I think, Robert, because, you know, it's great to be able to promote products that you know are going to help people. But I think it's something else altogether for the creator of that product to actually come live on a webinar, sharing their screen and explaining through visual aids, if you like, how it works, and they're just being able to give people an insight into the inside of to exactly what they're buying before they actually buy it. And I just think that's so powerful that it enables people to actually see what's going on, so they can make an honest and a really informed decision.
And you know, I want to add to that as well, because I think this is the era of a new way of doing business that hasn't existed before. I know when we first came online 4 years ago, we called them the internet magicians. They were people who hid behind pretty pictures, and you know, you just bought something and you got it, and then you went to try and use it and found there was no support, nothing behind it. In fact, it was just a smoke screen. And you know, we've all been there. We've been caught up in that kind of stuff. I'm sure Robert has as much as we have. And I think the future of tools and resources to help us market our businesses better are going to become like this. And I'm really proud to be associated. We're both very proud to be associated with you, Robert, and with Thomas and your other business partners in the creation of your other products, because we know the thought that goes into them. And it isn't always about a price of a product. It's an investment in growing your business the right way, using the right tools that we know are going to be allowed, and they're not what we used to call black hat or grey hat or whatever, where it's a little bit, you know, you're sitting on the edge, and maybe it's you take a chance and maybe you don't. And that's why I absolutely love that you explain that beautiful post that you put on Facebook, which explains about what we call ID scraping. Horrible expression, hate it. But as marketers, we know there are these techniques out there, and actually I applaud Facebook really for standing up for what they believe is right. And I think in sometime in the future, I believe it will come back, but it will be re-emerge as a slightly different way of doing it, and a correct way of doing it, because we have to respect people's privacy. That's why we use autoresponder services. We respect people's names and their emails. They give them to us on trust. And that should not change, and I love that you've explained that. But what I'd just like to do is share very quickly, in case anyone is slightly confused by the training, and I'm going to put it in totally simplistic terms, because I talked to Robert about this at the very beginning. We're marketers, we're always doing research, and we have a business we're promoting at the moment, and I was going into certain groups. One of which was Saga, which is for the over 50s. Well, clearly you can see we're not in that group at all.
No.
But I was in that group just doing some research. Now, I then went, I can't remember what it was, I went onto another website to do something. I went to Amazon, funnily enough, to get a book. And up popped an advert for Saga Insurance. And then I came back to Facebook, and what appeared in my newsfeed ads? Saga Insurance. So I think I just want to make that a really simplistic explanation of what it actually means.
Really quick, Susan, and you may or may not have purchased it already, but that first time when you saw it, you didn't purchase it, right?
No.
Did you the second time or not yet?
Well, no, because I don't actually need it, because okay. I was just researching for some marketing. But potentially, yes. I mean, if I were looking for insurance, I could have said, do you know what? That reminded me. And like you say, sometimes you have to be reminded 3, 4, 5, or 6 times. And this is what this strategy actually does.
And I think the other thing you have to remember is that, Susan just quoted Saga, a big worldwide company. All of the hotels do this as well. I'm sure you've seen it where you've been looking for hotels or something.
Just so you guys know, it may only be me, but I hear a little bit of feedback when you guys speak. It may just be me. If you guys don't hear anything and it sounds good on your end, sorry to interrupt, Chris. I just want to make sure.
Sounds good our end.
No.
Okay.
So the thing is all I wanted to say is understand that it's big brands that do this. Big worldwide brands, Coke and all the Hilton hotels and all the Holiday Inns, all of the Saga, all the airlines, they all do this. So it's not something that's limited to a home business or any small business. Understand that this is a really genuine way of marketing to people who have already taken an action, so visited one of your websites, and therefore, it is a legitimate way that you can market to those people. And, at the end of the day, the objective is for us all to make money, because that's what we're here for. We're all in business.
My goodness, I'm just thinking of some of the clients we had before, since we changed our management consultancy business to working online from home anywhere in the world. And I think about, if they knew this, I've got to find a way to...
See, that's the power too. I'm glad you brought that up, Susan. Is we're not limiting what we offer. So when you purchase your copy of Facebook Retargeter, you can create your own client base and maybe run the service for them and say, hey, listen, how many visitors do you get to your site? Well, how many go to your site and never buy something? Well, what if I can show you a way that I'll run it for you, whatever. Pay me a certain amount, you work that out obviously with the client, and I'll have your ads, retargeting those visitors, all day and all, and so those are different ideas. As an entrepreneur, you can think of not only utilizing the software for yourself and your business, but we do not limit the amount of domains you can create, amount of URLs you can make. It's unlimited. And you can utilize Facebook Retargeter for any single website, any single niche. There's no limits to what you can do. So if you have like an eBay item, right, and you're trying to promote your eBay item, all you would do is take the link for your eBay item and then put it into the Facebook Retargeter tool and put the pixel, right, create the audience. And then what Facebook Retargeter does is generate that new URL that now anyone who visits your eBay item with that URL will continue to see your eBay item on the right side of the column and the news feed. And this goes for any affiliate products you're promoting, any business. There's so many different things you can do. And that's why I feel so humble and blessed that I was the one that, you know, and my partner Thomas, that came out with this, because this is literally not, hey, grab the copy and you're going to use it for a week. Like Chris and Susan said, this is a revolution to the marketing world. And really quick, I wanted to mention two things. Is, you know, Susan mentioned the fact that it's, you know, and Chris a little bit as well, where it, you know, the creator, right, co-owner comes out, myself, we come out and we share with you different ways of utilizing it and very transparent. And one thing I want to let everyone know is I'm very, very selective on anyone I work with. So anyone that you see as a partner of mine, there's a lot of background work that goes into it, with getting to know the person, what success they've had, or where they, even if they didn't have any success, their ethics, how they are as a person, so much and so forth. And I wanted to share the importance of that, because how you start something and